Inside a Los Angeles courtroom, tension soared when Christian Combs was accused of influencing underage attendees at so-called freakoff yacht parties. Cameras flashed as he abruptly stood, pushed his chair aside, and exited without a word, signaling a strategic move to contain fallout once allegations of minors attending surfaced.
Yeah, I ain't hear about that raid. I only heard about the LA and Miami raid. But you feel like the feds, they released that video over King Combs' comments.
My man, I've worked in law enforcement for 27 years, and I had the opportunity to see Hyder. It's a place where they have the state, the feds, the NYPD, the Department of Corrections, and the state police. Yo, this place could be half of a basketball court. That's where they just got lines of computers with officers of all different people and officers just on the internet. Whoever's over that case, whoever's working that case, don't you know they saw that and took it to their boss?
It was impossible not to look for you.
Me and my dog.
Now it was
Me and my son right here. Firstborn.
Everyone wanted to be around.
His name is Bailey.
And exhausted him.
Look at him.
People just couldn't.
Who's your daddy?
Especially the girls. Christ.
You know.
Girls. It was embarrassing.
Sit.
Hard just to get him to call somebody. He like, it's too much work. Like, so happy birthday, Christian. Thank you everybody for coming and cheers.
So stuck.
27. 27.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
We don't got no job.
We don't got no job.
And we don't got nothing to do.
And we don't got nothing to do. Cause we have to do that together.
Grace Oaks counsel Tyrone Blackburn presented chilling clips from audio recordings suggesting that drinks may have been laced with date rape drugs, hinting at further evidence he intended to introduce. Diddy's team dismissed the suit as baseless, yet the documented bruises and transcripts tell a starkly different story.
Now a son of embattled music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of sexual assault. A lawsuit filed in LA Superior Court on Thursday accuses Christian King Combs of sexually assaulting and possibly drugging a woman in December 2022. The woman says it happened while she was working on a yacht that Diddy had chartered. This comes just over a week after homes owned by Diddy were raided in LA and Miami as part of a federal human trafficking investigation. Neither the attorneys for Combs or Diddy have commented on the new legal complaint.
In a new lawsuit, Sean Diddy Combs' second son, Christian Combs, is accused of sexually assaulting a crew member working on a super yacht. That suit was filed here in Los Angeles. Attorneys representing former yacht stewardess Grace O'Markey say she was sexually assaulted on board a yacht when she was 25 years old in December of 2022 by Diddy's son, rapper Christian Combs. They say his dad, Sean Combs, leased the yacht and had full control of its staff and the premises. O'Markey's lawyers say Combs turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion into a hedonistic environment. They stated, quote, defendant Sean Combs fostered and encouraged an environment of debauchery. There was always a party atmosphere filled with suspected sex workers, suspected laced alcohol, violence, and sheer disrespect of women and the yacht's crew. The lawsuit also contains photos of bruises that O'Markey's lawyers say she suffered when Christian Combs violently grabbed her and attempted to force her to perform a sex act. They also included a transcript of an audio recording which they say captures O'Markey being forced to consume suspected laced shots of tequila.
In a parallel civil suit, producer Lil Rod accused Justin Combs of recruiting underage girls and sex workers for Diddy's parties, complete with a published photo of Justin with an alleged minor, alleging these gatherings were part of an orchestrated pattern rather than isolated missteps.
Lawsuit is bad for Diddy. He may be able to get out of it, but the optics are terrible when he's already facing a criminal investigation. This may be the nail in the coffin for him.
She says Christian came aboard heavily intoxicated, pushed her to take tequila shots, then groped her legs, chest, and worse. Even trying to force oral sex, she fought him off and scrambled away, only to have him track her down in the movie theater turned sleeping area, block the door, and attack again until someone finally intervened.
Legal analysts now consider Christian and Justin as likely additions to the federal indictment, fueled by accumulating recordings, witness testimonies, and closely linked civil complaints, suggesting a widening net in the investigation.
High-profile defendants in high-profile cases. Good to see you once again. So I don't think we've had a chance to talk about this lawsuit, and now that the news is reporting that Christian has been served with papers here, why is that significant?
Well, it's significant because anytime that they have the opportunity to continue to remind the public of the malfeasance of Diddy, of Diddy's son, of anything related to sexually inappropriate behavior, sexual assault, it helps. It helps the government continue to, lay out the narrative of how bad Diddy was, how bad Diddy's son was. So I think it's consistent with, what they've been doing, putting it out there and really destroying his character. I'm not saying that he didn't do anything to deserve it. I'm saying it's consistent with what they're doing, whether it's the government or the lawyers that are suing him.
According to prosecutors, these freakoffs were elaborate, drug-fueled sex performances involving guests of all ages. Evidence indicates the Combs brothers took active roles in organizing, recruiting participants, and even filming portions of the events. In September 2024, a Manhattan grand jury charged Diddy with racketeering, human trafficking, and related offenses. Prosecutors allege he manipulated victims, some reportedly as young as 9, as part of a criminal enterprise disguised within his entertainment ventures. Court filings characterize Diddy's operation as the Combs Enterprise, a network including family members, staff, and associates, accused of coordinating trafficking and sexual exploitation under the cover of high-profile events.
I believe it was Justin, Diddy, and G walked into the bathroom. Gunshots rang out. Little Rod woke up so scared. Justin and Diddy left. Little Rod went in the bathroom, saw G out all over the place, literally called the ambulance, carried him out. It was carnage and everything, put him in the ambulance. The police showed up. Little Rod cited that in his lawsuit, and then they asked for the LAPD's report. The LAPD just released an 18-page report with no mention of any carnage or anyone that actually got shot.
There's also allegations that he actually partook in these freak-offs and potentially drugged women. This is something Lil Rod is saying. How would the feds go about proving something like that? I know that's the pattern we've seen across a lot of these civil suits, that women allege Diddy, for instance, drugged them, but now Lil Rod's also pointing the finger at Justin Combs.
When agents raided multiple Combs properties in March 2025, electronics and documents were seized. Christian was briefly detained in handcuffs before release, capturing public attention and reinforcing perceptions of a dismantled empire. Once carving his own path in music and fashion, Christian now finds his reputation entangled in scandal, his silence and dramatic courtroom exit fueling further speculation among fans and critics alike. Prosecutors often expand racketeering charges to encompass family members, applying added pressure. If evidence substantiates Christian's involvement, a superseding indictment joining the brothers to Diddy in criminal counts would be expected. Though Diddy's legal team lambasted the allegations as fabrications, former insiders like his ex-bodyguard have testified to the wild nature of these events, claiming guests ranged from celebrities to politicians and even clerics.
They have to control the narrative and do their best to control the narrative. And frankly, that's her right if she has that data to do what she wants. I don't think it helped the situation. I don't think it helped her son or Sean Diddy. I think it may have just you still have human beings you're dealing with on both sides of the table, and basically kind of amping this up. I don't think that solves anything for anybody. Also, it's a matter of, is the public going to be sympathetic to a billionaire and, his problems and his issues? This isn't something that happened, in an unfortunate instance in a lower socioeconomic area of Los Angeles or New York or Cleveland. This is in Hollywood with a $50 million mansion with luxury cars out front. and dealing with a billionaire, and then they had another one in Miami. I don't think the American people or the public are like having a whole lot of sympathy for anybody right now.
With jury selection for Diddy's May 5, 2025 trial looming, additional accusers prepare to testify. Christian's civil case buttresses the prosecution's narrative of a generational cover-up. Graysoy seeks not only damages but acknowledgement that justice must outlast power.
Bad boy.
I was upgraded from my last whore. Risha, Keisha, and Joy. And I ain't tripping if you didn't enjoy it.
Set and Murray.
I was locked 23 and 1.
And 1.
Now I ball like 23
and 1. And 1.
What's going on? Check up in that shit and all that.
Right now he getting practice shots. He getting practice shots because we got the legend in the building.
Yeah, you already know what it is, man.
Christian Combs, King, the one and only.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get right into it though. Music, that's good.
Yeah, I got my new music, Legacy, dropping. It's about to be crazy.
When is dropping? Let us know some exclusive
on the
info.
15th, October 15th.
Right.
When you see this, you know it might be out.
Nah, you gonna see it tomorrow. He working hard. This dropping tomorrow.
And Cardi's dropping soon. It's gonna be a visual.
Yeah, but I keep it real. Ever since we've been in LA like 4 years, we've been running to you, like hearing that, see you grow, like from developing like artists to like just being cool. At first we met you, like we just knew you was cool. Then you start dropping music. Like,
what role do you think it's possible Christian Combs could play in his father's criminal case?
The government loves superseding indictments. The government loves indicting your relatives. Why? Nothing is worse. Right now,
this saga raises urgent questions. Can Christian clear his name after that dramatic exit? Will he ever escape the shadow of the freakoff stand? What does it reveal about the privilege that let these parties occur? If you're following this story, hit like if you believe the truth deserves to be heard. Subscribe for all updates and comment below. Was Christian's walkout proof of guilt or a desperate bid to protect his legacy? We'll keep digging until the final verdict.